Hello, you guys. Welcome back to day number 5 of Road to Grandmaster. Let's just jump into it. I've been feeling pretty sick for the past 5 days, so if my voice sounds weird or bad, or if I have to take a pause to sniffle or cough, that's why. But if my voice sounds better, as in the quality of the microphone, that also would make sense because I bought a new microphone. So let me know if it sounds much better or if you hardly notice the difference. Yeah, that'd be cool. So I was reading this book. I think it's called like How to Beat Anyone at Chess or something like that. And a lot of the things that they talk about is from the beginning of the game is controlling the center. So where the queen and his pawn are is D and E5. And one of the main principles is just being able to impact and affect as many squares as you can. And so with these long range pieces like the bishop and the queen, having them tucked behind their own pieces only lets them be so valuable. So hopefully as I play I'll be able to explain a little bit of things, but also, maybe even help someone learn a thing or two. Right now I'd obviously like to attack his queen, but he's got me pinned against the king, so I can't actually move my knight at the moment. And if you look between the lines that are going horizontally are called ranks, I think. He's pushed all the way into 4, where I don't have any into 5 right now. But it looks like he's setting up a pretty normal checkmate, but I don't want to lose any extra pieces if I don't have to. I still want to try to be able to castle, so let me actually move this bishop. I doubt he's just going to trade. That wouldn't really make any sense. And I'm not threatening anything either. But it'd be nice to get out of the danger. And if I can start chasing his queen around, he'll have a lot of turns consecutively where he's moving the same piece. So right now he's got 3 of my pieces kind of all stuck together with the queen and the bishop and the knight. But I can actually castle right now, so I'm definitely going to do that. And I'm actually only attacking his pawn right now, which is not great. So this was something here that I looked at a lot. You would think it would be better to attack with the pawn right here, because then the pawn is also attacking the queen. But if I move the pawn, then it opens up like a window where he can attack my king just straight on. And so since I can't reach him with any other piece besides the pawn and the bishop, I'm actually going to move the bishop. Because now I'm only being attacked by 1. Whereas if I kept it where it was, then I'm kind of stuck. I can't really move anything because my bishop is blocking me. So hopefully where we are right now, we're attacking his queen in 2 directions. I'm no longer pinned with the knight. That's because I'm no longer in check. So I'm not really sure what the best move is for him, because if I'm looking at this correctly, anywhere he moves or doesn't move right now, the queen is in danger. And so he's probably trying to think, how can he get his queen to move? Because to lose the queen right now would be devastating for him this early in the game, even though I've kind of taken a long time on my turns. But yeah, there he goes. So he's still applying pressure to my bishop and my C2 pawn. I want to get my queen involved a little bit, but I don't want to lose anything, so I'm actually just going to take his bishop because I think he forgot. Because I also forgot. So if you look at the top and the bottom, you can see that I'm a little bit ahead, just 3 points ahead in piece development. He's taken a pawn and my knight, where I've taken a pawn and 2 of his bishops. So until he gets his rooks out, he can only attack pretty far with his queen. And as long as I don't fall asleep and misjudge some of the distances, I should be in a fairly favorable position as long as I can get at least one more piece near the center without risking where it is. So I'm going to move the queen to d3 right here. He might trade the queen. I don't really want to trade the queen. But if he does, I'm still in a pretty fair, sizable advantage. Okay, so if I move, I mean, like, I'm obviously not going to let my queen go right here. So if I move my bishop, I push into the center, which is good. If he attacks any other direction on the right hand of my board, I can't really hit him. But then I can also put pressure again. So he might hit me with oh goodness, with his I'm trying to think too far ahead. I was trying to also put him in check at the same time, but I realized if I were to do that, I'm putting it a little bit dangerous for myself. So I'd rather protect my queen versus trying to attack and win his queen. So right now I could put him in check with the queen if I attack the knight, but I'm not really sure what that does. Let me see if the knight's putting anything in danger. Just my f2 pawn. But if I move my rook, yeah, okay, I'm going to do this. Because now I can pin his knight against his king. He's probably going to castle right now anyway. That's what I would do if I were PK Aluza. I have a lot more empathy for Twitch streamers when they try to read out people's names for donations and no one, apart from like 1% of all users, make their names easy and legible, regardless of the language you speak. It's always just like a mumble of combination of letters. And, oh gosh, okay, we were lagging really hard there. I've never even seen that before. Okay, I don't want to mess this up. But how can I keep chasing his queen? The knights are probably some of the hardest pieces to understand, and because of that, we often just forget and ignore them. But I'm just going to put more pressure on his queen, because if he moves his queen anywhere to the left side, you know, between the A and the D files, I think, I'm just going to say it. If I'm wrong, it's okay. We can actually checkmate him right here. So I'm expecting him to not do that. But who knows? He may be greedy. He may do something weird and try to protect his queen, but forget about his king. Like, he may just bring out something else. I don't know what really counterattacks he's got at the moment. Because if you can see, his queen it's clearly far from everything else on the, I almost said the map, on the board. But because he doesn't have any long-range pieces developed, there's nowhere for it to go. Okay, yeah, actually, we're going to win right here. Checkmate. No, I was wrong. I had the queen in the backwards. That's okay. The fact that I even said that, to me, is exciting because I'm understanding a little bit more, but also you can tell that I just won his queen for free. So I'm going to trade the rook for the queen. He might take, well, he really should take my rook, but never mind. We won with resignation. So we'll go ahead and do another game. I do the speed analysis, but it's really not that easy to read, and I don't know enough about the notation yet, but I feel like I've been learning a lot, and this has been exciting. You know, you can only be so new at something for so long before you either end up, you know, try-harding or just getting good, that you end up, you know, getting really mad and getting really frustrated. So obviously I've been playing this a lot. I feel like on a low day I'll play like 1 to 2 games, and on a high day I'll play like, I don't know, 7 or 8, or just something like crazy if I'm spending like 2 hours a day playing chess. But because I haven't paid for the subscription on this app, on this website, I can't go through all of the lessons, and I can't go through all the other training that it has. So the library is a good resource, but I also am considering paying for it. I just don't know if I should. Like, obviously I would like to, Okay, let's see. There's this opening that you can do, and then opening is just the beginning of the game. Generally speaking, until your rooks are mobilized, that's the opening version or opening portion of the game. I wanted to move my C. Oh, I'm black actually. I wanted to move my. Let's see. I wanted to move my F7 pawn forward so he would actually attack and take it back from there. So I'd give him essentially 2 free pawns and move forward, but I forget all of the steps after that. So I was watching a video from Chess Talk, and he said a lot of beginners fall prey to trying to memorize a lot of openings. Oops, I almost just lost my queen. That was close. They try to memorize a lot of openings that are effective in ways to get the game under control. And he said that he thinks that that's bad because what'll end up happening is there's so many variants in a game, and like I just said, I can't remember all of the next moves I'm supposed to do, and so of course I'm going to go halfway, not develop my pieces, lose some of them because I thought it was a necessary sacrifice, and then we end up just getting stuck. So because I don't know all of that, I think what I'm going to do is castle on the king side. I don't really know what I can pin, so I'm just going to control the center. And that's also what he was saying. It's not that you have to know everything, but if you know what squares can be affected by what pieces, then you're able to have a much stronger control of the game. See, like right now, I can actually put the king in check with my knight, and it doesn't do nothing at the moment, but I'm not really sure what it will do. So because I'm unsure, I actually think I should just try it. If I move my pawn forward, I can still do it, but I'm just trying to figure out if this makes the most sense to go now. Yeah, because if he moves his queen, then I can't try this, so I'm actually just going to try it and see what happens. One easy way to understand the knight is if it's on a white colored square, it'll always land on a black, and vice versa. So right now I'm on a white colored square, so I can attack his king, I can attack his pawn, I can attack his other pawn, but that's it. So he's just going to move the king, but the only reason that I really wanted to do that is now he can't castle, because he's already moved the king once. Once the king moves its first turn, it can no longer castle throughout the game. So now I'm essentially trying to keep him stuck on the left side of the board for the duration of the game. And if I can do that, it'll make my life so much easier when it actually comes to checkmating. And I'm not in a great position to really do anything at the moment, so I'm just going to keep developing my pieces. We've only exchanged 1 pawn each, but right now he's probably feels like he's under a lot of pressure just because I have 3 pieces in his or excuse me, I was looking at this backwards. I have 1 piece in his end of the board, but he also is just kind of stuck. So right now he's obviously attacking my knight, and I'm trying to figure out if there's a better trade I can do versus just losing it. Although he kind of helped me out a little bit, actually, believe it or not, because now I can bug his queen, and I can get a free pawn. And because I'm not pinned to anything, and he's blocking his own bishop, his own black square bishop, there's really no reason for me not to do this. If I attack the other side, I'd still put the queen in check. I'd still be threatening the queen, but he has to move his queen now, just no matter what. If he moves it on the h5 or the g4, then my knight would get it automatically, so I can see he actually doesn't want to go anywhere further. But I'm not going to take a draw, but I will just kind of... Oh, shoot, I messed up. I was just going to bug him, but I forgot he moved the bishop there. And that's the thing when you get really stubborn, like I clearly just was, trying to attack the same piece over and over. It's called losing tempo if you move with the same piece, which I clearly just did. I almost want to message him. But I don't know what country he's from, so he probably doesn't speak English. And I guess I'm assuming he's a guy, too. Because only guys play chess, duh. All right. Well, we might as well just advance in the front now. We've already... Oh, shoot. Oh, no. I forgot to castle. I'm going to do that next. No, like, almost no matter what he does, I'm going to castle. Unless he gives me his queen for free. Or he threatens my bishop. Yeah, let's just back up one. I do, yeah. So right now I'm getting attacked by his queen and his pawn. So if I move the bishop, I'm trying to figure out where is the better place to move it. Because I can't... Oh man, I really messed up by not castling. I might have to say goodbye to that bishop. Yeah, I don't want to lose the game by losing my bishop. The thing is, so see now, if he attacks with his queen, he'll be, I think it's called forking, where you're attacking two pieces at once. He'll be forking my rook on the f8 square, and then he'll also be forking my my a pawn. Oh, okay, he actually just moved. I didn't see that. So yeah, he did what I thought he would, which is now he's attacking my rook, and I don't really want to lose my rook, but I don't want to move it either. Let's see, where can I place myself where I can attack both at the same time? Here we go, with the knight. So the knight will defend my rook. It's attacking the queen at the same time, so if he decides not to move, he's gone. If he attacks my bishop, if he attacks my pawn, then my rook will get him. If he attacks my top pawn, my other pawn will get him. But if he attacks the one pawn in front of him, then I actually can't do anything. But this is kind of just to more or less give him, an option. So now he's again attacking my rook. And I don't want to lose my knight, but I don't know if I can protect it any other way. And he's not going to fall for a trade at this point, so if I can do anything else, I need to relieve the pressure from the queen. I've been trying to look if there's any sort of counterattacks that I can do, but because his middle bishop is blocking so many of my pieces right now, I feel pretty stuck. All right, let's just... shoot. So now my bishop is being attacked and nothing can defend it. If I move my rook to protect one or the other, they're both gone. If I move the queen, I can't protect the knight any longer. He's on a light, I'm on a light. So if I move to a black, but it's too far away. So we're essentially just getting crushed. Crud. I wanna pin his bishop to his king. But I'm not sure how I can do that. Yeah, I don't know. I am really struggling at the moment. And this is why I switched to the 10-minute versions of the games, because it was way too hard for me to think that quickly. It might be a bit easier now that I've gotten, better to some extent. I don't really feel like I've gotten better at the game, but yeah, I don't have many options, so I'm gonna push and do one thing. He's probably gonna attack my bishop, which again leaves me sort of defenseless. Oh man. What's crazy is he's not doing anything drastic other than I somehow messed up early on to the point that his queen is just beating my entire team right now. And so if I can't get him to fall in some sort of trap or even push him back, I don't know how I'm supposed to win this. How can I protect everything? Okay, I think I have to... I guess technically my knight is shielding my queen at the moment. But I need him to attack something that I can also defend. He's probably just going to go back, which I guess is fine, but I now have one rook that is kind of stuck defending. I don't know what that did. What is he trying to do? Why would he do that? I don't know what this does. Alright, we're just going to move here. We're sort of running out of time at this point. And because his bishops have moved forward, I can't send my rook all the way to to C1 and check the king. And so right now he's attacking both rooks, so both are gone if he wants to hit me, and I can't move my knight. I can't move anything. There's no... What? There's almost no safe squares for me to move the queen to. Oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to go like with my turns fast, and I'm not expecting him to mess up because he has so much time. But this game is not going well. And I'm trying to think if there's anything I can do besides deal with the pressure from one piece. But I feel blocked just by that one bishop, and because his pawns are in the diagonal formation. I forget what it's called, what that means. But essentially they're all defending each other, and there's not a whole lot of weak squares. But he clearly is covering a lot more squares than I am at the moment. And he's got an 11-point piece advantage because I've only taken 2 pawns, which is crazy. I didn't think that I was playing defensive at all. But the last 6 minutes, all that I've done is somehow fight one member of the white team and get almost nothing back for it. So I think there was something that happened right at the beginning that I've never seen before, and so I didn't react properly just because it was so quickly on in the opening that I thought it didn't do anything. Yeah, I don't really have time to do anything else, so I'm just going to quickly trade. He's not going to put me in check. I don't know why, if that was an accident or not, but we're going to put him in check right here. I don't have enough turns, and he would take my, what's it called? He would take my rook anyway, and so I'm actually just going to hang out here for a second and try to support my other one while attacking his other bishop. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions about, chess entirely or any other videos you want me to make. This has been a lot of fun to do, a lot of weird, goofy things that I wouldn't normally. So this was mostly supposed to be a joke, but once I learned how much I enjoyed playing this game, it didn't seem like a meme anymore. Yeah, we have no time, so we just got to hurry up. I either have to win. I either have to get a stalemate or... I almost just took that bishop without even thinking. I need to move my knight somewhere, but I can't. We're going to move the pawn. I either have to play for a stalemate, which would be a draw, or... I don't want to go toward him. Or get him to run out of time. Oops, I forgot I put the pawn there. That's okay. That was actually a good move that he did that. Not that he's been playing badly. He's played near flawlessly. When he gave me his queen, it felt like a trap, but it hasn't resulted in anything yet, other than I think he wanted to speed up the game. As soon as you make a trade for your queen, you're kind of committing yourself to moving forward. I hope he blocks with his bishop. I doubt he will, but I've actually never checkmated with a rook and a knight, and I'm not even sure that you can. There's a couple pieces that you cannot checkmate at all, and as we're playing right now, we're just going to try to figure out how to do it anyway. So let's put him in check again. He might just move toward me, and I'm not forking any of his pieces, which is a bummer. He probably should. Honestly, he shouldn't run away from the rest of his pieces. He could just block with the knight, but that's just going to make me think about what I should do, which is fine. I can't leave the king here forever. Yeah. I can't attack with anything else. So I actually have to go back to the same spot. Yeah. It is very unlikely that I'd be able to promote one of my pieces, especially with 42 seconds. So we're going to start playing like that, where I put my moves in before he does his, and then regardless of what happens, I have to go. Okay, well, I'm just going to take that. I guess I have to free my queen, or my king. Oh, shoot, why did I do that? I mean, I do have no time, so it's not like a huge deal that I'm making some mistakes like that. But I thought I just lost my bishop. So when I say bishop, I mean knight. I was looking at his bishop. Darn it, I still can't get him. If he doesn't know, I mean, I feel like he's not going to do this, but sometimes you're not really paying attention and you could make a mistake by falling into a three move draw. And there's different variants on how this works, but the more commonly referred to one is where you just play the same moves from both players 3 consecutive times and you agree to a draw is essentially what's happening. We're clearly not talking. I don't know who this person is. We're not sitting at a table together, but I have 18 seconds left. So it would have been fine if I resigned, but the only reason I didn't want to do that is I wanted to figure out what else I could learn and what else may happen. And I accidentally just lost my my knight there because I was too busy thinking, let's put the king in check so that he has to do something. He did. And there's 3 ways to get out of check. You either remove the attacking piece, which is what he just did. You block the attacking piece, which I actually I knew he couldn't do because you can't block a knight since knights can jump over things. And I just got to go. Or you, let's see, what is it? Or you move the king. So right now I could keep moving and messing around, but what I probably should have done, and I think I'll do this the next time I'm actually trying to play for a stalemate, is just move the king around and hope that I can't move anything else, and then let my pieces get sacrificed. So right now he should just automatically take my rook, and I don't have actually enough time to do anything else, so he won by timeout. And yeah, that was a little bit tougher of a game, and he had a good opening strategy at the beginning, so hopefully we can keep learning, keep getting better. It's a little frustrating when you win and then lose right after that because it feels as if you didn't make any progress, but progress is not a ladder, and so it doesn't just keep going uphill. But we'll keep studying, keep watching videos, keep practicing. We'll see you next time.